This is Trade Flow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. Trade Flow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
Welcome back to Trade Flow TV. You know the drill. Markets move fast, and if you're not ahead, you're under. It is Monday, August 10th, 2026, and if paper traders thought the weekend would refill global silver vaults, they just woke up to a brutal reality check. The physical constraints that shattered the supply chain last week are accelerating. We are opening the week with limit-up moves in agriculture, panicked tech buyers in the metals market, and an energy floor that refuses to yield. Let's get you caught up for the Monday open. First up, the 60-second commodities flash, the sovereign calorie scramble. The contagion from Friday's U.S. agricultural force majeure is absolute. With millions of tons of grain trapped by the dried-up Mississippi, import-dependent nations spent the weekend panic buying. Let's get you caught up for the Monday open. First up, the 60-second commodities flash, the sovereign calorie scramble. Spot silver gapped up violently to $68.40 per ounce. Following last week's guidance cut, manufacturers realized they might be frozen out of Q4 supply. They are aggressively draining over-the-counter physical vaults this morning. Brent's untouchable floor. The energy market is ignoring broader macroeconomic noise and focusing entirely on logistical friction. Brent crude is entrenched, trading near $91.80 a barrel. The inability to move refined petroleum products along inland U.S. waterways has created localized shortages, forcing an unrelenting bid for seaborne spot cargoes. Finally, copper's extreme backwardation. LME, copper is actively testing $15,600 per ton. The cash to 3-month spread is completely broken. Industrial buyers are paying historic premiums for immediate physical delivery today. Buyers believe LME warehouse inventories will be entirely depleted by the time autumn contracts settle. The algorithms are breaking because the atoms are missing. Let us take a deep dive into why the U.S. river crisis guarantees a wave of global food protectionism. When the U.S. declared force majeure on sovereign grain deliveries, it didn't just break domestic logistics, it broke global food security. Sovereign nations realize their populations are facing an immediate caloric deficit. They are flooding South American and European markets, buying up export quotas at massive premiums. This guarantees global consumer food inflation will spike heading into Q4. This panic buying completely paralyzes central banks and drastically raises the risk of secondary export bans as nations restrict their own supplies to prevent domestic drain. This brings us to the mid-cap tech squeeze across silver and copper. The tech hardware sector is stratifying into the haves and the have-nots. If a trillion-dollar hyperscaler cannot secure silver and copper, what chance does a mid-tier manufacturer have? Procurement officers are bypassing the COMEX and paying exorbitant OTC premiums to secure physical metal directly from refiners. This inelastic demand will drive silver violently toward the $70 mark. At the same time, Brent crude near $92 is acting as a brutal, regressive tax on the entire global supply chain. Paper markets try to price in a slowdown, but physical markets are constrained by broken infrastructure. Energy simply cannot move efficiently. Every barrel of oil and every gallon of diesel must take the most expensive, time-consuming route. This cements a sticky, high floor under the energy market. Here is the trade flow take. Welcome to the physical reality check. Weather anomalies and broken logistics dictate global pricing now. Maintain your heavy long exposure in frontline physical metal producers and ride the $90 plus energy baseline. Aggressively target international agricultural equities that are outside the blast radius of the U.S. river collapse. Head over directly to TradeFlow TV so your data terminal stays synchronized with physical macro reality. Stay liquid, stay sharp. Have a highly defensive Monday session, and we will see you tomorrow.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.